Hello, you crazy revelers. So, after our discussion online today with Jake and Ash, today we're going to talk about two things, age and whether age really matters, and where to find them. So, first thing, as I mentioned in my little blog there, age is one of those things where it does matter and it doesn't matter. It's not necessarily the age of the number that matters, it's more around, I guess, the mindset, the view and the personality of the individual rather than the number itself. So yeah, I guess I've come across all sorts of relationships on all different age varieties and spectrums. Some things work, some things don't, and I think whether it works or not comes down to the individual. So I would say let's get less caught up in the number and more focused on personality type, how they like to spend their time, even if they've got parents, even if they've got children, and how old those children are and where in that kind of school cycle they are, because that can affect what you can and can't do. There's just so many variables. So I say drop the worry about the age and focus on the person and whether they fit in with your life, which leads in really well into where to find them. It's kind of the most asked question of all my talks, all of my public workshops, everything I do. Where to find the right one is nearly always 95% of the time the most difficult thing for everybody. So this applies to men and women, of course. It comes down to how you're spending your time, and it's challenging. A lot of people, even Jake has admitted that it's comfortable. He comes home at the end of the day, he gets up at a crazy early hour, and the thought of going out and socializing is quite tiring at the end of the day. So even he's more comfortable sometimes just being at home rather than going out and trying to find her. But the problem is, we all know our loved one, future wife, husband, partner, boyfriend, whatever you're looking for, unless it's a tradie, unless it's somebody who's come to visit your house for whatever reason, there is zero chance that they're going to find you at home. Zero. And even then, if it is a tradie and such, the chances of them being suitable, what you're looking for, whatever, that's even lower. So take the concept. You've got 1,000 people in a room. Say you're at an event, you've got 1,000 people. Say half of them, say it's even, 50-50 men and women, that's 500 of the right sex. Then of those, about 50% will be available. So then you're down to 250. And so you keep whittling down what's important to you. Do you have children? Do they have children? All your deal breakers, religion, if race is an issue for you, whether they smoke, all their habits. There's so many things that bring your list down, and the options of who's suitable for you and the rest of your life diminishes. And so you have to put yourself in places and activities and environments where you are doing what you want to do. That is the only way, or the easiest way, to find like-minded people for you. So if you're a yoga, health, organic sourcing, environmentalist, then you need to be hanging out in those places where those values are being lived out by the people you're hanging around. Likewise, even though I say you shouldn't go to pubs, but if Sunday sessions, going to try boutique beers and card playing or Cards Against Humanity, whatever it might be on a Sunday afternoon, a Sunday session, go and do that, because that's where you're likely to find somebody who likes doing those things as well. So it's all about living your life now. That's the biggest thing I tell all of my clients. They're waiting that until I lose weight, until I get the job, until I move house. Stop living for the future. Live life now, because that is the only way. A, you're going to be happy being single by living it on your terms, and B, it's the most surefire way of finding someone that is going to be interested in what you're interested in. Not that you need to be 100%, interested in everything the same, but at least like-minded. Everybody's looking for somebody who thinks the same way as them, who sees the world through the same lens. And the only way to do that is by doing what's important to you, doing what you find fun. And if that's living and hanging out with your family and your cousins and your nieces and nephews, do that. Maybe make suggestions of where you do that. Is it a park? Is it playing crazy golf? Is it going to the beach, where at the same time you step outside your comfort zone and you talk to other people in that environment? So similarly, if you're just hanging out at home, you're not going to be able to meet them. Secondly, if you're going to these places but you're not doing anything to initiate a conversation with a new person, how are you supposed to meet them? It's uncomfortable. We're told not to speak to strangers, and we're brought up in society where we feel weird by initiating a conversation with somebody we don't know. We're creating so much disconnect in our world today that we don't even know how to have conversations with anybody. Or we assume that somebody speaking to us is interested in us. We can't even be friends or friendly anymore. So I say, let's start breaking those molds and patterns that we've dropped into and start having conversations with everybody that looks friendly to you. By being friendly, you might create a friendship connection, and they might know your dream partner. Does that make sense? So my word of advice today, sorry about the helicopter, plane, is live your life now. Do the bucket list things now. As I said on air, you might meet your life partner training to jump out of an airplane together. How cool would that be? You've then got something you've always wanted to do as your starting point for your relationship. You've got something to talk about that isn't, hey, what's your name? Do you come here often? Not cool. So in the future, I will talk about how you start those conversations, but in the meantime, start thinking about what you are delaying or putting off doing because you feel you haven't met the one to do it with yet. Like traveling, go traveling. Go away for weekends. Why do you need to do that with someone? What if there's another group of people there of the opposite sex and you get to know, oh, I've met groups in so many different environments. You just got to get out there and live life. So that's my rather long blog today, and I will see you next week, or you'll hear me on air with Jake during the week. That's all for today. Bye.